Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Good Behaviour, Season 1, Episode 3. It's called From Terrible Me. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. I hope you like people in a car, because this episode is just, Letty and Javier in a car, pretty much the whole time, which isn't a complaint in and of itself, because I actually am quite fond of bottle episodes, and I would argue that this is essentially a bottle episode.
It's almost one, yeah.
It's a moving bottle, but it's a bottle all the same.
Yeah.
you know, um, I'm still kind of equally frustrated with this show.
I feel like I have the exact same things as last week.
Great moments, but there was. Do you know what it is for me, right? Here's the main problem I had with this episode is that when these two characters start bickering, it just feels like bickering and it's annoying.
Yeah.
When they do the whole thing where she does the fake pregnancy to get away from the woman who rear-ended them, and she brings it up, and and they're talking about how the battery went down a lot quicker, and I was like, he's about to complain that she pushed that button to make it go faster. And
Yeah.
he's going to complain, even though it got them out of that situation, and they would have gotten their thing. It's like, I can see it coming, and he did, and she complained, and even though she was in the right, and it did get them away, I was still annoyed at her because she just came off as bickering as well. It was just bickering,
Yeah.
and a better written show. Like the reason why I would like this episode is because their interactions with each other would be building and actually revealing their relationship as it goes. You watch like Quarry. I hate to just compare it to Quarry again, but I'm thinking of the fourth episode of Quarry where it is just Mac and Laurie in the motel the entire episode, and how every conversation you were on the edge of your seat because it was building on everything that we'd already learned about them and developing what they meant to each other. Here it just felt like bickering.
It does, which is a shame because then you have these fantastic moments of tension still.
Yeah, when the cop cars coming up behind them and they think it's coming for them. It's almost a trope at this point to do this moment where you think the cop car's coming for them, but it just goes past them.
But it's done really well, so it's like, okay, fine.
It's done really well. I will say this about this episode: I learned a lot about electric cars that I didn't really know before. Well, not so much learn, but I never seen one being recharged or anything like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, do you know anyone with an electric car?
I don't know anyone with one, but I know plenty about them.
You watch Top Gear, I suppose, so maybe they pop up on that.
I'm quite into cars in general, so
Yeah, that's true.
you know.
No, it's just see when he goes to the charging station and it's like the screen and it's like the options. I'm like, oh, is this what it looks like? Oh, this is fancy.
Yeah.
But no, so that was amusing. But nah, same kind of problems as last week. I wasn't really keen on the subplot with the parole officer Christian.
No, I didn't. I mean, it feels like it could pay off in a few episodes' time, but at the same time, it wasn't really that engaging now.
I like his character well enough, but this whole younger boss grilling him and trying to catch him out in a lie was just kind of tedious to watch, to be honest. And it was tedious for Christian, but it just kind of passed on to
Yeah.
us. It keeps doing these things where instead of being engrossed by the awkwardness because it's building character, I'm just feeling the awkwardness, and
It's like it's so close, isn't it? Like it just needs a little tweaks here and there.
it's like what I said last week. It's just not clicking. There's something just not quite clicking into place, and as a result, the whole thing just kind of feels slightly off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is frustrating though because like even when she rear ends them in the car
Yeah.
and then she gets out and it's like you can tell like everything's important, like the tense, he's there trying to keep the lid down. It's like, oh man, this is really good stuff. And then 2 minutes later, like you said, you get them in the car and they're just bickering, and it's like, oh, just go back and do another scene like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was on off the entire episode. It really, really was. So of course the plot of the episode is that they're still transporting these two dead bodies from the last episode, and they have to get to Charlotte, but the electric car's running out of juice, and they have to. And the station they managed to get to, their recharger's not working, so they have to try and plug it into the wall, which takes a long time, and just enough to get them to the next station, and they end up breaking down. And we kind of leave off in a semi cliffhanger. It's a very just kind of.
It doesn't play like a cliffhanger though. It just plays like a moody, stylized ending.
Yeah, well, that's why I say kind of cliffhanger, because it's kind of in that it's completely unresolved in the sense of the
Yeah,
the plot. Like it's very, oh, he's still waiting at the car. She's waiting for like they've not finished the trip. Like theoretically, the next episode. I mean, it may not be. They might get to. They might like. All right, so they get picked up, gets recharged. It'll cut to them arriving at the destination. But theoretically, the next episode could be them in the car again for the whole episode.
it could.
It's possible. So
It really is.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I think they'd be smart enough to, because that would hurt the pacing a little bit if we. I love an episode like this, but to do two of them in a row,
Especially so early in your show.
yeah. And like we say, it just wasn't quite clicking. I don't know. I have to admit, overall, I'm not feeling the show at this point.
This is the thing. I'm torn because it's like there's moments that I think are fantastic, and it's like, oh, I really want more of this. And then you get to the other stuff, and it's just it's a chore to sit through almost. And
Yeah.
it's like I don't know which side's winning out at the minute for me.
And this episode's a little bit shorter as well, which I was quite happy about because I thought, oh, this might this maybe means
Tying it
the
up a
pace
bit,
is a
yeah.
bit better, but
It's the exact same problems.
I mean maybe the pacing is slightly better, but like I say, the awkwardness of a lot of it just didn't quite work. So
Yeah,
I mean I'd give it more of a chance, but it's on a Tuesday night,
that's the thing, isn't it?
and the fact is that we're actually late with this review because our Tuesday night like sort of slate was so packed.
Yeah, and this was with one thing off this week as well.
Yeah, this was with one thing off. So
That's the thing. If there was something else not on next week, I'd be like, sure, I'll give it one more. But
nah, everything's on.
everything's back on. We're in like full mode. Everything is got to be done, and it's like,
Yeah.
do I really care enough to try and fit this in? Is it worth it?
Yeah, even if we did, it would be late again. There's no way we'd hit it on the same night.
It wouldn't happen. No.
So, yeah, I think we're dropping this. We gave it 3 episodes, 2 last week, 1 this week. Like it's not terrible. It's just there's something just slightly off about it that's really not working for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like it's so close though. Like that's what's frustrating the most about it. Like just a few little things here or there,
It's
and
like
this would be really good.
the direction, because we keep talking about these good tense scenes. The direction of action in that sense, if you count those as action, because they're not just pure dialogue. That's great stuff. It's really well done, but the direction of the actors feels really off for some reason.
Yeah.
And as a result, I'm not really buying into either of them, where I don't really feel connected to either of them. Letty, I don't know, because there's a couple of moments where he tries to like bring up her son, and I get that it's meant to be like a sort of slightly touching like moment where they connect over something, where she's not being her usual, fu self to him, and she's kind of like being a bit more human, but it just didn't work for me. Like I was just kind of like. It's almost like instead of just being engrossed with what they're doing, I'm just looking at it going, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Which is what I mean. Like it's close. It's like the ideas that we're talking about, what they're doing, are good ideas. They're just not quite executed right, which makes it just not that good, unfortunately, for these parts.
Yeah, which does make up like at least half of the episode, if not 2/3.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like the good stuff is not. It's while very good, it's not enough to outweigh this that's dragging it down.
Like I said, timing's a big thing. Had this, been on a different night, or even better yet, during the summer when the slate's quieter, we probably would give this way more of a shot. But honestly, right now, I feel like on a Tuesday night especially, we're going to have to drop it. But we give it a shot, so
Yeah.
there you go. Anything else you want to say? I mean, it almost feels moot now to talk about anything else.
I will say I do really like the music in it. I think it's pretty well scored. So credit there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But no, that is Good Behaviour, episode 3. We didn't go super specific onto some of the plot details, but it's kind of like it almost feels not worth doing. I think the bigger, broader issues that we've talked about are the thing that we obviously really picked up from it. And since we're dropping it, we don't have to worry about like connecting dots with the next one. So, if you like it, that's cool. Let us know. Keep watching it. Let us know if it gets better throughout the season. Certainly, we always like to hear, because we're never opposed to going back and catching up on something if we maybe make a wrong choice with dropping something. And
We've
I
done it in
don't
the past.
have we.
I mean, I'd argue Killjoys.
I get well. That's kind of pre-YouTube though. That first season, I don't know if I count
Yeah.
that. Since we've done like, all the individual stuff on YouTube, I don't feel like we've
All
made
right.
a
Okay.
glaringly bad choice yet. But that said, it's bound to happen someday. We're bound to give up on something like 3 episodes in, and then find out by episode 10 it was like the best thing on TV.
And it could well be this.
Could well be this. So let us know. But yeah, so that's us. That's the last time we'll be reviewing Good Behaviour, at least for the foreseeable future. Let us know if it does get better. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.